Hey yo, what it do YouTube? It's your boy Alvin MB10 aka AMR10, and what I got for you today is some more NBA 2K22 Next Gen. More specifically, what I have for you today happens to be the best glitched Paul George build within NBA 2K22 Next Gen, and honestly speaking, making this build was something special because for those of you who don't know, Paul George happens to be one of my favorite players in the league, mainly because a bunch of people sleep on him, but I personally believe he is one of the smoothest players in the league when it comes to game and play style, because I think he's just silky smooth on offense, and of course we all know what type of defensive menace he is. Now, as you can see, what I have in the background is me showing you the process of setting up this here glitch build. We firstly do start off with a 2.07 meter height, 113 kilos in weight, and 2.31 meters in wingspan. Then we max this out, head straight over to the takeovers, which don't matter, select whatever we want, process through, go to edit build, as you know you got to do whenever you're setting up these glitch builds, and head all the way back out. Now, whilst this is playing in the background, I do got to say a big old thank you to all of you for all the support you've been showing to the channel, because for those of you who don't know, today, Friday the 15th of July 2022, we've officially crossed the 1,000 subscriber mark, which means, ladies and gentlemen, we can officially apply for monetization on the channel. So I do got to say a big old thank you to all of you, because low-key, it wouldn't be possible without all of you. But firstly, I do got to give a bunch of shout outs to DG Swish, Jesse, and Clutch, because it wouldn't be possible without you guys, as well as the unknowns who behind the lens be helping me get a lot of stuff done, because yeah, it wouldn't be possible without all of you. But as you can see, going back into the glitch build, now we've set it up with a 6'5" height, 250 pounds on the weight, and about a 7'2" wingspan. And as with any other glitch build, we're currently maxing it out because this is not the final glitch build. We're just gonna go ahead, proceed, skip through the takeovers as these don't matter, and then once we get through to the final screen, again we edit build and head back out to go change it back to metric. Now, I do also gotta say, as the new overlay says, don't forget to hit that like button, don't forget to drop a comment, don't forget to share the video, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn post notifications on, because even though we ain't on the road to 1K anymore, 2,000 is looking promising. So yeah, let's get that done. But as you can see, we've changed the measurements back to metric, head over into the edit build section, proceed past the vitals, go straight to the body settings where we decide to decrease the weight all the way down to about 80 kilograms, bring the height all the way up to about 2.05 meters. You'll know you've done it right when you see 86 kilograms, and then obviously we take the wingspan all the way to the max. You will notice it's right when you see the spiel at a 90. Now that we've set that up, we leave the body build as whatever we want. I personally leave it somewhere along the lines of defined because it's easy to go with. And then from there, you do just gotta, as you would on a normal glitch build, max out the attributes one final time. Now, as you can see, maxing them out. Technically speaking, I believe from what Wolfgang Don said, you could have done it from this process whereby at this stage you could have made the build. But me personally speaking, I like the measurements to be in Imperial, because yeah, those are the only measurements I like to measure in. Measuring in kilos and meters, actually measuring in kilos ain't too bad. Measuring in meters to me just seems stupid as hell. Proceed past the takeovers because again, they're not necessary to worry about at this moment. Go ahead and edit the build and go all the way back out to the main menu, as you can guess. And whilst we're here, head over to the settings and change this back to Imperial. Now that we've changed it to Imperial, head straight back into my career. Go ahead, find the setup that you were using, i.e. the glitch build. Edit build, it should be a 6'9" small forward with 190 pounds worth of weight. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna head over to the PS5 and show you how to set up this glitched Paul George build from this base. So as we said, now that we've gone through the process of setting up the base for the glitched build, here is how you specifically set up the best glitched small forward Paul George build. As you can guess, Paul George, small forward, right-handed, jersey number 13, aka PG-13 for the Los Angeles Clippers. Height-wise, he does come in at about 6'7", and I decided to go with a wingspan of about 6'7" as well as decreasing his weight down to about 180 pounds. Mainly because, now actually, let me be dead straight. The internet says Paul George is listed at about 6'8", but I personally believe he's about 6'7". Plus, at a 6'8", it really took a lot off of his speed and his playmaking, so I figured it wasn't fair on him because, yeah, that's a significant drop whereby it's not needed. So we decided to go 6'7", 180, 6'7". Body shape defined, of course, as you would normally guess. Now, we're going to go through this from top to bottom because it's the quickest way to get through this, and I feel like the video is already long enough as is for you guys. So first things first, close shot, we do got to go with an 80 because, again, if you watch Paul George play, when he gets close to the hoop, he's one of those guys that's really hard to stop once they get to a spot, and his spots happen to be right beside the hoop, or generally anywhere from mid and a few locations on the three-point line. When it comes to driving layup, I decided to go with the Weasley amount of 77, just so I could get that silver acrobat and, you know what I'm saying, silver post hook as well as grace under pressure. Now obviously I forgot to mention with the 80 close shot, that was also because we wanted to get gold mouse in the house, because Paul George is one of those smart players who, when he gets a small guy on him, he abuses it. Drive and dunk wise, as you can guess, PG, one of the greatest flyers in the league right now, even though a few years ago he snapped his leg. So we do got to go with a 92 on the drive and dunk as well as an 80 on the vertical. As per usual, let me quickly round out the physicals. I decided to go with an 85 on the speed as well as an 85 on the excel. And when it came to stamina, I decided to give him a nice little boost to a 90. So that's all the physicals done. Then when it came to post control, I decided to give him an 81 because a lot of people really do underrate this man's ability to play out of the post, which I personally believe is hella nice. Like Paul George, I honestly believe if it wasn't for the whole playoff debacle, you know what I'm saying, the debacles that he's had over the past few years, he would be ranked as one of the top 10 players in the league right now. Because when it comes to talent, he's way more talented than a bunch of dudes and people keep sleeping on him for it. Now, when it comes to shooting, as you can guess, I believe he's one of the better shooters in the league. So I decided to give him an 88 when it came to his mid-range jump shot because he is money with that thing, as well as maxing out his 3-ball at an 80, not maxing it out, but putting it at an 89 because he's one of those two-way play. Basically, Paul George is a less great Kobe with a nice 3-point jump shot. That's the best way I can put it. As in, he doesn't have the Mamba mentality of competing hella hard, but if you watch him play, he plays. Paul George is a beast on that court. And then when it came to the free throw, as you can guess, we decided to go with an 80 because I know a bunch of you will be taking this into the rec, and you deserve the ability of being able to ball out with this build in the rec. Now, playmaking wise, ball handle, I decided to go with a measly amount of 84, mainly because we wanted that gold hyperdrive, as well as stop and go, tight handles, and space creator. And then when it came to the pass accuracy, we decided to go with an 80 because this allowed us to get silver diamond, as well as gold post playmaker, which, as you know, is passing out the post. And then speed with the ball, as you can guess, we put it at the highest we could of an 84 because we got to get this as close as we can. Speed, that way it doesn't feel different when running with this build, whether you have the ball in your hands or not. Now, perimeter defense, Paul George, as I said, one of the better defenders in the league. So I got to go with an 85 when it comes to the perimeter defense because we do want to get both we do want to get both gold clamps and ankle braces, as well as Hall of Fame hustler and off-ball pest. And then when it came to the steal, I decided to go with an 86 because he's one of those players who he does play passing lanes, but he also does have the capability and does show us his ability to rip players when he really is getting down there in defense. And then when we came to the block, as you can guess, we decided to go to 65 because anything lower than that wouldn't allow us the ability of getting silver intimidator. So as you can see, in total what we finished with here is 24 finishing, 31 shooting, 27 playmaking, and 13 defensive badge points on this here Paul George build, giving you a grand total of 40, 71, 95 total badge points on this build. And if you've managed to somehow finish all 8 seasons of NBA 2K22 Next Gen, as well as managed to rebirth this build, that gives you a grand total of 107 total badge points on this here Paul George build. Now, when it comes to takeovers, the very first one I'd go with is more likely along the lines of just negative impact because, as I said, Paul George, he happens to be one of the greatest shot creators, not greatest, he happens to be one of the more premier shot creators within the league right now, even though he's highly slept on for it. And then when it comes to the secondary takeover, I do got to go with something along the lines of not perimeter badge drop. I most likely go with extreme clamps because defensively, he does know how to really get into it and stop people when he needs to. Now, what 2K says we're having to build here happens to be a player which is a two-way threat, the likes of Andrew Wiggins, Dylan Brooks, and Anthony Edwards. I do see all of those dudes as two-way threats, so yeah, I gotta respect it. The only thing is Dylan Brooks offensively is a bit, yeah, you know what I'm saying, if you watched it. But hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, which if you did, don't forget to do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button down below. If you're new to the channel and you ain't done so yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because yeah, it would mean a lot to me, as well as turning post notifications on. And don't forget to do me a favor, go ahead and drop a comment telling me what build you want to see next. Thank you all for helping me get this thing to over 1,000 subs. I couldn't have done it without all of you. But yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. Deuces.